It appears there is trouble in Madrido Paradiso. Say what you want, 10 times more. Madrid and Alonso need Vinny. Things are interesting. Things are heating up. And I think, see, in this video, we're going to talk about respect. We're going to talk about respecting, not respecting, respecting your elders. Vinnie Jr. told Real Madrid President Florentino Perez that he does not intend to renew his contract while his relationship with Xabi Alonso remains strained. It's further added that talks over an extension are stalled. So guys, I want to keep in mind that this wasn't taken from Madrid Zone or Madrid Central or Madridista, Superlista, Supernova. The Athletic have taken this story. And with all due disrespect, if the Athletic takes this story, I'm going to add more credence to it over Madrid Zone, which actually have blocks, and they are currently in Class C of the Brick Academy. Vinny, there were already questions that Vinny was benched for Real Madrid's game against Elche, a game in which they almost lost and they were behind twice. And there has obviously been tension, looking at the El Clasico, when inexplicably Vinny was taken off and luckily Real Madrid were able to say what's up and win. This is a team game. I get it. But guys, the golden word for this discussion is context. I thought it's a team game. There's no INT. Why is 10 times harder? I'm acting like a little child saying blah, 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 blah. Vinicius Jr. doesn't play for Scunthorpe. He doesn't play for Lugo. Doesn't play for Braunschweig. Doesn't play for Pescara. Doesn't play for Al Pacino. Vinicius Jr. plays for Real Madrid, a club that your boy here, Raul, played for. Real Madrid is different. And when you have been instrumental in 2 UCLs and 2 La Liga titles, you have a certain way in which you operate within said team. It is just what it is. I'm sorry, I'm not telling you how things should be. I'm telling you how things are. Real Madrid do not operate like other teams. Real Madrid players do not operate like other players. Hence why you need a particular kind of a manager to handle the situation. And I will get there when I get to Xabi Alonso. But let's just stick with your boy Vinny here. Do I see Vinny leaving Real Madrid? I don't think so. I don't think so. Because we see a lot of this stuff happening where there's a back and forth here and there and there's talks. I don't see Vinicius Jr. leaving Real Madrid. But I would have never seen Neymar leaving Barcelona. I would have never seen Cristiano Ronaldo leaving Real Madrid. I would have never seen so basically I would have never seen Messi leaving Barcelona. So I'd have never seen Cristiano leaving Real Madrid. I'd have never seen Neymar leaving Barcelona. I'd have never seen Messi leaving Barcelona. You never know what's going to happen. So even if I don't think he would leave, there is a world, and we have seen this happen before, there is a world in which Vinicius Jr. leaves Real Madrid. Perhaps to learn Arabic to get the bag in Saudi Arabia. It's very possible. And this is where you've got to be very careful here. Because Vinicius Jr. ain't Arbeloa. He ain't Nacho. Okay? He's not a scrub. He was on the cusp of winning a Ballon d'Or. An award which many people thought he would win. Say what you want about his attitude. Say what you want about his antics on the pitch. At his best, he is one of the best players in the world. Not one of the best players in La Liga. Not one of the best players in Real Madrid. At his best, he is one of the best players in the world. He has 2 UCLs to his name. He has scored in 2 UCL finals, one of which was a winning goal. We can talk about Brazil internationally, where he is a brick and he does sell food for Brazil. But this is not a Brazilian discussion. This is a Real Madrid discussion. And if we're talking Real Madrid, Vinicius Jr. holds more sway than Xabi Alonso. Because Xabi Alonso, you just got here, bro. You just got here. And you've yet to achieve anything at this club. And you've not achieved what Vinnie Jr. has achieved. So this is why I just have to play this carefully. So for Vinny, this is where it gets interesting, because it's like, if Real Madrid, so put it this way. As of right now, Vinny looks good. You know why he looks good? He was on the bench in a game in which Real Madrid couldn't beat Elche. Oh, but he came on. No. Vinny's argument could be, if he started me, we win the game. That could be his argument. Fine, I came on from the bench, but if he started me, I could have won the game. So Rafinha is better than Xabi Alonso, because the narrative is, Xabi, because you did not start one of our best players and one of our most important players, we failed to beat Elche, and now Barcelona have closed the gap on us. That is how the narrative will read. So at the moment, Vinicius Jr. looks better. And let's keep it a stack. If things have gone differently, that's El Clasico, and if Barcelona had been able to get that equalizer, who knows how things would have looked by you bringing off Vinny, and then you fail to win that El Clasico with Vinny not being on the pitch when he was one of the best players on that pitch. So that's where Vinny's at, bro. With regards to Xabi Alonso, it takes a particular kind of a person to coach Real Madrid. It's not about hiring the best manager in the world. It's not. It's about hiring the right manager. It takes a particular manager to manage Real Madrid. It's not about you just being a great coach or a great manager. No. Because you have to know how to manage the egos. You have to know how to meet the high expectation. And you have to be able to have a great relationship. Guys, that's a key word there. I want us to rest on that word right now. Relationship. Carlo Ancelotti's strongest characteristic is his communication and the relationships he built with players. There's not a single player outside of maybe the Bayern players, but 99% of the players that Ancelotti has worked with have said he's the best manager that they've ever had, and they love him. He has a great relationship. And I feel that Xabi Alonso is trying to be an authoritarian. He's trying to stamp his authority because he's a young coach. He wants to prove himself, and he wants to prove that he's boss. But I do think that his approach is wrong for Real Madrid. Because whether it's Zidane or Carlo Ancelotti, they understood, and remember this, the two most successful managers in recent history for Real Madrid have been Ancelotti and Zidane. Zidane worked under Ancelotti. So Zidane was able to watch Ancelotti and see what he did that contributed to that 2014 UCL dub and to make Real so successful. And I believe the method is communicate with his players. Build a relationship with his players. Bring them in together and make it feel like a family. And I feel that is an important aspect of coaching this Real Madrid team. And I think that is an aspect that Alonso does not have. Hence why we're now seeing issues of stuff happening within the dressing room and now issues with Vinny. Alonso is a very good coach, 100%. Like, a guy who did what he did with Bayer Leverkusen is not a bad coach. But I feel that he took this job too early. And I feel that the job is too big for him. And I feel that this was not the right time for him to take the job. And I do feel the right job for Alonso, 100% is the Liverpool job. 100%, that's the Liverpool job. Because I just feel that the expectation and the demands of Real Madrid are far too great for Alonso to meet. They are far too great for him to meet. And I just feel that at Liverpool, the demands are high at Liverpool, but there is a more forgiving nature at Liverpool. And at Liverpool, there is a more loving nature to really give people time, specifically if you're a former player who was instrumental in one of the famous nights in Liverpool history, 05 Istanbul. So for Alonso, who is still improving as a coach, he's still a young coach, he's still very much in his early years as a manager, Liverpool would be the perfect ground for him to now go on to the next level. Real Madrid don't do babysitting. Real Madrid don't do time. Real Madrid don't bring you together and hug you. It is trial by fire. It's high stakes. It's the gladiator arena, sink or swim. And for a coach starting out, you can't have a sink or swim this early in your career. You have to build up towards there. Because people say, oh, what about Zidane was very much early in his career. It's Zid. Zidane is not a mere mortal. Zidane is not your regular footballing figure. And the moment Zidane even stepped into that dressing room, they were like, that's the World Cup winner. That's the UCL winner. That's the guy that scored the greatest goal in UCL final history. That's the guy who single-handedly defeated a team with the greatest individual performance in a World Cup game ever. That is a guy who many people consider one of the greatest football players of all time. So before he says anything, there is already a respect. There's already a respect. And then he then did what he did as a coach. Alonso doesn't have that. He doesn't have an iota of the aura that Zidane has. So he's going to do far more work for first impression. So look, we'll see how this plays out. Because again, here's the thing. Results, winning kills everything. If Alonso wins La Liga, if Alonso wins the Champions League, what are we talking about? Now, we don't give a damn about that Bournemouth Copa del Rey Mysterio. If Alonso doesn't bring back that La Liga title and he doesn't win the Champions League, he's out. Make based on the current news from the dressing room, based on how the players are feeling, based on Vinny, an important figure in this team, and his attitude towards Alonso, if Alonso doesn't win La Liga and he doesn't win the UCL, he is OUT out. He's finished. He's gone. And Alonso must realize that. The only thing that will save Alonso's job, he's going to win at least the league or the UCL. Then, bro, it is what it is. He delivered. Okay, this is still a results-based business. But, yeah, man. I mean, look, we'll see. We'll see how... We don't know how the season is going to play out. We don't. Real Madrid could win... Real Madrid can win the Champions League. I don't think they will. They can. Because their talent is still there. They are talented enough to win the Champions League. I still believe if I was a betting man, I would put money on them to win La Liga. It's 1 point difference. Barca have closed the gap. But from what I've seen, I would put money down for Real Madrid to win La Liga. So as much as we're not sure about Alonso, come next May or June, they could be La Liga champions or UCL champions. They could be. However, if these issues continue to fester and he doesn't grab a hold of the dressing room, he doesn't bring the players together, it's going to result in bad results. So if he doesn't figure out this dressing room, it will bleed out into having these bad results. It will. So Alonso, my advice to Alonso is this. The perfect advice I give to, and this is like a life advice I give to everyone, you've got to find the middle ground. You can never swing the pendulum fully in one area. The pendulum has to be balanced. So there is a way in which Alonso wants to manage and approach things. When I think he's going to take a few steps back and find a middle ground of, okay, I know how I want to do things, but maybe I can't go so extreme in how I want to do things. Because at the end of the day, it's what do I need to do to get the best out of every single player in this team? Because by doing so, I win games. Simple as that. If I'm able to relate to these players and connect to them in a way in which I can get the very best out of them on that pitch, it will result in us winning games and winning the league. Because if Real Madrid play to the very best of their abilities, they can win the Champions League, they can win the league. But the plot thickens. We await and we seek.